what has happened. Sid Venkatesh has retired and it's a safety car as Caesar has dropped a place to Arjun, who is on those soft tires compared to Vfix on those mediums. But PSI Legends from the back of the grid, he has gained a lot of positions. He's in P8 right now, so has Oxidized in P5, and Shah seemed to be the biggest loser in terms of positions as Sid Venkatesh has DNF'd. So this is a little, it looks ominous, those conditions actually, as Noah rides that curve a little bit harder than he would have liked. But here we go, and let me just quickly check if we are live. Yeah, we are live, but I am again having trouble. We are live, but I am having trouble accessing the stream again, so please bear with me as we do that. This is a safety car, so thankfully we didn't really miss a lot of racing here, but we have lost one driver from the race. So as Steves gets a penalty for a collision with Herschel, so that is a 5-second penalty for both of them. As yeah, there's the stream in front of me now, so we are live, and as we approach the final sector, is the safety car in this lap? It seems like it. No, it's not. So safety car is not in. We still have one more lap to go before the safety car actually comes in, and it is Sonic Hawk who's in the pits now. I'm not sure this will count as a mandatory pit stop. Is that a front wing change for him? It is. So that's a front wing change. So has Rehan in the pit as well. So a front wing change for him as well. As these drivers are going around, and just to show you the tires again, it should be, yeah, Vfix and Caesar, that's a confirmation again, are on hard tires. So Arjun, probably making use of those softer tires, has gotten in front, and he would be hoping to push away and probably just tag along with Noah and pull up a sizable gap, because Vfix and Caesar, both of these drivers will be really fast in the second phase of the race after the first round or the only round of pit stops. But yeah, talking about overtaking opportunities, there is one into turn 1 if you are quite just behind the car in front, but obviously the main overtaking opportunity is and on this corner which we're seeing right now at the end of the long straight in sector 2. And while it seems sunnier than the race start, so as confirmed by PSI Legends, I don't think there is any issue in terms of the weather, but the third sector also could be some place where overtaking is possible if you are able to take different lines through this corner. So plenty of exciting racing to come, and the final two cars of Sonic Hawk and Rehan should be catching up before we actually get racing here. So let's see if the safety car is actually in this lap. Noah seems to be quite near to the safety car, so I'm not sure, as the safety car now probably pulls away. So now Noah is the de facto leader of the safety car, and let's see how he manages this restart. As let's have a look from Phantom's point of view, as we can see 4 drivers in front of him, as that's the penultimate corner, and Noah seems to have gone. He has. So Noah has gone, and it's Caesar who has probably caught a little bit napping, but probably because of the nature of the turn, he has not been able to take advantage of his track position or a good safety car restart. So Noah has sped Arjun behind him, and then Caesar in P4 behind. It's PSI Legends. His Redstone Turb makes a move on Quick Killer just behind, as we are following PSI Legends here. who is trying to make a dive on oxidized rage but doesn't make that work. But it could have been that he lost a bit of front wing, as Shah has overtaken Redstone Dub as well. So Shah making up two places, I believe, at the restart. And up front, it's PSI Legends who did probably overtake Herschel on that chicane, as Redstone Tub is taking Shah as well. So all sorts of things going around here, as it's complete mayhem in terms of the position changes. But seems like the drivers have kept it clean so far, as up front Arjun has lost places on the restart, and it's back to square one as Arjun is coming back at season now. So this should be a real fun battle, as Arjun does stay ahead for now, and this will really hurt Caesar's race. All this battling, and he would have liked to be right behind VFX and Nova, but he has a car to deal with now. And look at Nova's gap up front, it's already more than a couple of seconds, and in clean air he should be hoping to just extend that gap now, as Arjun is now on the back of VFX. And let's see how his race progresses. Behind, Shah has overtaken, as there's four cars fighting for the same place of tarmac, as that's Rehan who has retired, and there's another safety car. So this has really helped the soft runners, as that's a second safety car in a space of 5 laps which is deployed, and this will really help those soft runners. They can just pit now on those hard tires and go to the end, whereas the drivers who are on hard tires, let's see what they do, because if they make a pit stop on those softs now, they will not go to the end. They can absolutely not go to the end. So this is a tough one for the likes of VFX and Caesar, but for now we will see what the pit strategies are. I expect almost all soft runners to actually come in, but what this has probably done is two of the closest rivals to Nova, they have been compromised here, while Arjun is also one of the faster guys, so this is a really good chance for him as well in this race to get a really good result, maybe even a win if he can challenge Nova at the restart. So as we are in the final sector now, and the safety car is waiting for these leaders just after the first turn and the second turn, but do expect a lot of these drivers to actually dive into the pits and put on a set of hard tires. Remember, medium tires are not available this weekend, so it's just the softs and the hard tires which are available. So this should be a pretty straightforward decision for most of these drivers, as Nova is in, VFX stays out as well, so does Caesar, and Arjun is in the pits as well, as is everyone who is on a soft tire. So Herschel stays out, but Herschel stays out. Quick Killer is in, so that's an interesting strategy from Herschel. He is favoring track position right now, and who knows, maybe hoping for another safety car later on in the race. But everyone except Herschel has stayed out on those hard tires, as Nova is the first one to get out of the pits. And has that Phantom? So Phantom has jumped so many cars here. I'm not sure where he was when I pit, but he has jumped Arjun for sure. So Phantom is legitimately in P6 right now, and once the pit stops are done, he is going to be in the second position here. So probably Arjun got held up in the pits there. But yeah, that's something for him to ponder about, and we should see a great battle over here between Arjun and Phantom, as they will catch up to Noah before the safety car restart for sure. So let's see how this one goes. This will be interesting for the remaining 8 to 9 laps we will have under green flag racing. Definitely not 9, because I don't think the safety car will come in at the end of this lap, but let's hope that we get more racing and the safety car does indeed come in at the end of the next lap. The Sonic has a penalty as well. So let's have a look at the penalty. So Sonic, the penalty for him is for track limits, and the penalties which you see for Herschel in P3 and Teves Cal in P11 are for contact under the safety car. So the safety car is not coming in right now, as VFix was quite close there to the safety car. There's someone in the pits. That's Herschel who's pitting now, so he will lose a lot of positions in that effort, but he is pitting now. He will be able to catch up to the pack, I believe. But so him pitting does put VFix in the lead, and he is followed by Caesar and Sonic Hawk, and right after them is Nova West, followed by Phantom, Arjun, Oxidize, PSI and Shah. So as it stands, the entire field has stopped at least once except the top two, who need to make a mandatory pit stop. So not sure when they are planning to do it. They would probably hope that the people behind them, who are quite quick, also get tangled up in incidents and they can just pull away and then pit for a pair of softs, maybe at the end of lap 10 or 11. Yeah, that's a good point, Jin. I was thinking the same. Sonic pit at the end of lap 3, I believe. So he will need to pit again, as far as my understanding about these F2 feature races go. So I think so too. I think he will need to pit again. Had he pitted at the end of lap 3, it would have been fine. But he pitted at the end of lap 2. And as Herschel is the furthest car behind, he should be able to catch up now. And I think now it should be the time where safety car does come in. So we will keep an eye out, as Noah is getting quite eager to get a move on there behind Sonic. But he stays behind for now under the safety car, as let's follow VFix. So yeah, he is backing off. So safety car is in this lap, and let's follow Nova and see how he progresses and whether he has heated up his tires well enough to ensure a good safety car restart. As VFix has gone, so has Caesar. There's considerable gap between Caesar and Sonic, as further behind Nova and Arjun and Phantom are battling. It's mainly Arjun on Phantom. Arjun doesn't go for a move here, but Phantom goes a little bit wide, and that compromises him as well as Arjun. But Arjun will stay behind for now, as up front it's Caesar who is now on the back of VFix and would be hoping for an overtake on the long back straight if everything goes to plan according to him. Remember, no DRS right now for the first couple of laps after the safety car, as Noah is on the back of Arjun as well. So this should be a good battle, and it seemed like, yeah, exactly, Arjun has overtaken Phantom here, as Noah has overtaken Sonic here, and Sonic, with a mandatory pit stop still yet to be done, will need to pit again. So he would be hoping to tag along with these guys, as up front it is Caesar and VFX going side by side through that corner, as Caesar has the inside but VFX has it around the outside. Let's see how they take the next few turns, as these two are going this hammer and tong here, and Caesar does get that position sorted for now, but VFX does hang back, and he would be hoping to catch Caesar again, as Sonic is behind Nova. And while we wait for that, let's just follow this battle now from the point of view of Phantom and see if he can pose any kind of threat to Arjun and Sonic. So Phantom did start the safety car, or he was right behind Nova after the safety car, but it seems like Arjun is making a move on Sonic right now throughout inside, and he has made the move stick there, and this will invite Phantom into the fray. So Sonic, he has to play it smart here and ensure he doesn't get involved in any incident and then ruin his race. But for now, Sonic is in P5 with Phantom chasing him, and Phantom knows that he has to go to the end now, and he will be a little bit frustrated with how his restart has went. But nevertheless, up front Nova has caught up to VFX and Caesar both, so as long as he is in that DRS, he doesn't really need to worry about overtaking them because he knows both of them do need to pit, as that's probably a corner cutting warning which Phantom would have got because of that. As behind it is Herschel, and there's a car around. That's Steve's. That's not Steve's, probably someone else, maybe Redstone. But Herschel probably made a move on his teammate Oxidized Rage there, or maybe it was the other way around. But up front, it seemed like stalemate here right now, as it's difficult to follow as well as overtake in the third sector. As further behind, it's Oxidized Rage who is putting the pressure on Shah, and we are following from Herschel's point of view, who is a fast driver as well. Herschel made his debut in IRL this season, as that's Oxidized Rage who's absolutely round, and he is back on the track now, but he must have lost a lot of, that would have been his wing, if not completely gone there, but then severely damaged, as he is overtaken by a couple of cars, and that would seriously impede his race. As it's PSI Legends who has now caught up to this battle for P4 right now, as the top three are all the time just driving off. As there's a sector 3 flag. Is that for Thieves Cal? It is. He probably just ran off the track a little bit. But now, from Herschel's point of view, does he have enough to challenge? No, he doesn't in this corner for P8, where he's battling Shah. As up front, VFix at that Caesar. Is that a time penalty for Caesar? It is. So that's a 3-second time penalty for Caesar, and that will probably, his chances for podium are probably over after that, because he knows he has to pit once and then come back through the field. So that would be a really tall order for him. And let's see if he's actually pitting. He's not. So the top two are still going around for one more lap at least, and at this point it's probably safe to assume they are hoping for a safety car, as it's VFix on Caesar. Let's see if he's able to take a move, as Caesar takes, that was quite an aggressive move, a defensive maneuver from Caesar, but he has kept that place and just about kept his and VFX's car intact as well. So this is a battle for the lead right now, but they both need to pit, as behind it's Redstone Dub and Serial Killer who are fighting. But Redstone Dub seems to be lagging a bit, and he is having problems with his connections, so we will have to wait before that is sorted. But here we go. I think this is a really good opportunity for Phantom to make an overtake on Sonic Hawk here. We will follow from PSI Legends point of view, as through the inside goes Phantom, and will PSI Legends follow here? I think he will. So that is 2 overtakes on Sonic Hawk in one go, and has PSI Legends, he has overtaken 2 cars here with that extra speed he got from a double toe there, and he has taken 2 places there. Sonic Hawk is trying to fight back, but he will have to be content with that 7th place right now. As up front, the top 3 are almost 3 seconds clear of the pack behind them, and let's see if Caesar and VFX indeed pit on at the end of this lap. So both of them So Caesar is in the pits actually, and VFX will take the lead with Nova just behind. As behind there's another battle between Redstone Dub and Quick Killer. So these drivers are just not able to get rid of each other, as Redstone Dub goes a little wide there, and Caesar has still not exited the pits, so he will come out in P11 there. So wow, with just a with just 3 laps to go after this one, that's a lot of time he needs to make. But up front, let's see if Noah can now challenge VFX. I think he will. That's probably an easy overtake for Noah with the help of DRS. So there goes Noah through the inside, and he will have the racing line before the corner starts. So that's him into the lead, and with VFX pitting at the end of this lap, that should be an easy win for Noah barring any mistakes. But here's Phantom now. The Phantom, while he was trying to overtake, let's follow Quick Killer for now. But yeah, so Phantom, while he was trying to overtake Sonic Hawk, himself got overtaken as well by PSI Legends. And let's see how these guys go through that sector 3, where it's quite difficult to overtake or follow cars. But so in terms of the drivers up front, let's see VFX now pits at the end of this lap, because with just 3 laps to go, yeah, no, VFX is in. So Noah will take the lead for now, and with Redstone Dub is round. That's Redstone Dub who has absolutely lost traction there at the exit of that corner, and with VFX in the pits, Redstone Dub is struggling to keep his car at the apex, but he will keep it for now. And with VFX pitting, let's see where he comes out. He will definitely come behind Caesar, but what remains to be seen is, since he doesn't have that penalty, if he's able to then catch up to Caesar or remain within those 3 seconds of him to gain that place. But as it stands, Quick Killer has 3 seconds of penalties and Redstone Dub has 9 seconds of penalties. So I'm not sure how it will pan out in terms of penalties, as one of the closest battles we have here right now is for P8, as Caesar is chasing these 2 drivers, as up front Phantom is still behind PSI Legends, and I think they will remain status quo for now. But here goes Caesar on Redstone Dub, breaking into the chicane, and Redstone Dub keeps it there. So he didn't want to give away that position that easily, but Caesar is through, and he will be hoping to catch Quick Killer as soon as he can to ensure a P8 finish, which will not be bad at all for him, because if he finishes P8 in this race, and it's quite likely that he will start on pole for the sprint race, as it was a little bit wide from Quick Killer there, and Caesar will be hoping to overtake Quick Killer on the next lap, which will be the second last lap of this race, as it shows lap 14, but I believe that's lap 14 for the race leader Noah, who is comfortable in P1, and with more than 4 seconds of advantage, he can just ensure that he brings the car home. As here goes Caesar. Is he going for a move right now? He is. As he's braking late, and there is a little bit of a contact. I did see the hand of frustration going up, but nevertheless he is fine and he is through, and his next target is probably a little bit away from what he would have liked, so he will probably need to be content with that P8 for now. And VFX has got a 3-second penalty as well in the process, so that's something very rare to see, is VFX getting a penalty. As let's follow this battle now, which was with Phantom getting a 3-second penalty, or rather PSI Legends getting a 3-second penalty. Phantom should be fine for a podium, but he would like to ensure that he gets that on the track. As further behind, his Redstone Dub is behind Quick Killer for now. So these guys, Quick Killer and Redstone Dog, have been battling almost the entire race, and with so many penalties for Redstone Dog, he is more likely to finish behind. But you never know, one mistake can prove very costly around here, or rather any track for that matter. Right, so PSI, so something has happened, and oh, that's Sonic in the pit, my bad. So Sonic has to pit as we discussed earlier, and he will lose a lot of positions over here, as I think the battle to watch is this one. That's the closest battle right now, as Phantom up ahead is just 2 tenths behind PSI Legends. But what remains to be seen is how the final few places are decided in the middle of the pack for this feature races. VFix is waiting patiently. He's gaining on this driver, says there's a little bit of a tap to Redstone Dub, and he did try to go around the outside, but now he switches back again, and that's a trademark move from VFix. That's a switchback which he usually enjoys, and he's now in the DRS of Quick Killer. And let's see if both of them or either of them can make it move, as Redstone Dub with a lot of time there, as VFix is round. So I don't know if that was contact, but it's Redstone Dub who's round rather, not VFix. So VFix is through, and is he letting Quick Killer by? Probably he was, and there is still one more lap, or rather, okay, I'm not sure what's happening here with VFix. He has slowed down quite a bit there and has let both those cars through. So maybe did he misjudge the braking point there and is letting those cars through? I'm not sure. But look at this from Caesar. We thought we had written him off. As PSI Legends retires from the sessions. So that's... where has that happened? That's right at the final corner, as Nova has won and Caesar does take the position from Shah. But Shah in fact does keep the position because of time penalties. But PSI Legends, with virtually no corners to go, him retiring has absolutely ruined his race and has given the likes of Caesar and Shah and Herschel the opportunity to score points. But with all that happening, Noah West has won the feature race. He went without a podium or a win the last time around in Russia, but he is back to his winning ways again. Arjun Shah in P2 and Phantom in P3 probably got lucky with that safety car, but then fortune does favor the brave. Herschel in P4, Shah in P5, Caesar, I would say that's a really good recovery drive in P6. Quick Killer in P7. Sonic Hawk will start on pole, and since he finished P8. VFix had an incident with Quick Killer and Redstone Dub, so not sure what happened there. We will have to wait as VFix finishes P9. Oxidized Rage in P10. Redstone Dub in P11, and PSI Legends has retired, so I believe it will be Steve Scal who is yet to finish the race, but I believe he will be the one, as he just finishes the line. Yeah, that's the checkered flag for him. He does finish P11, and what an end to the race that was, as Herschel is given the driver of the day, but what a race that was. Right, so as the podium winners are enjoying that champagne, but Nova, as it again got a little bit overcast, but Nova is the winner of the feature race, and we went through the other classifying order as well. But the non-finishers today were Redstone Dub, PSI Legends, Rehan in P14, and Sid Venkatesh, who probably retired at the end or probably before the first lap ended. So really unfortunate for him. So these drivers will definitely be looking to bounce back, and let's see how they fare for the sprint race around this same track. It will be an 11 lap race on the hard tires. So let's see how these guys actually fare there. But yeah, a welcome podium for Phantom, who's having trouble finishing his races, losing probably traction out of corners, and he actually was hoping that he doesn't have to join here in the comment section after DNFing. So good one, Phantom, good race from you, and let's hope that you keep this form continuing for the future races as well. As we have a short break and it's overcast again, so this is going to be, doesn't seem to be raining, so that's a shame. But it is overcast again for this sprint race, and let's see. So the tire choice is pretty straightforward. It is going to be a zero stopper strategy on the hard tires. No, PSI, you don't suck. You just probably overdid it on the final corner. So I'm sure you would be fine for the sprint race. But nonetheless, you drove 15 laps, or rather 14 laps, and almost the entire 15th lap to perfection. So let's see. So it's everyone on those hard tires, as is evident, and Serial Killer has joined the session as well for the sprint race. So he will be starting from last on the screen and on the grid as well, as Sonic Hawk, because he finished P8, is on pole with Quick Killer in P2. And what a chance this is for Caesar to take his win in the sprint race, as he won in Russia as well. So with Shah and Herschel also in the mix, Phantom in P6, Arjun in P7, Nova in P8, VFX in P9. The top 10, we have the chance of a lot of battling and a lot of overtakes in this race. Right, so VFX would be a little concerned about that incident and probably him letting people pass him. I'm not really sure what happened there, so we will probably have a chat with him after the race or later on. But he is definitely a strong title contender, and that incident has hurt his chances. But yeah, if anything, if you've followed VFX through this series, if you remember Hungary, he came through the back, not exactly the back of the field, but from the middle of the pack. He made some really good overtakes and did finish on the top stem of the podium for that race. So as the cars are now lining up on the grid right now, as I don't think there is going to be any rain, it's just overcast, but it's not really going to rain around here. So let's see how this one goes for the drivers. Right, so cars are still lining up, and right, so 1, 2, 3 red lights, 4, 5 lights on the grid. Lights out and we're underway. That's a great start from Quick Killer as well as Caesar. Sonic has bogged down massively there, losing a lot of positions there, but Quick Killer is in the lead and he is followed by Caesar. And let's see who is with him. That's Herschel challenging Caesar for the next step on the, as Arjun Shah is now challenging Shah here for the next step, for next position. But Arjun Shah is in front. As further behind, that's a Kalinka which has absolutely been, so that's VFX who has lost a lot of positions. He again came in contact with a few people as there's a yellow flag, and it's Caesar who will make no mistake here. He doesn't want to lose any time, and that is Caesar on the outside. Let's see how these people break. As Sonic Hawk is, it's Quick Killer rather who is battling him, and but Caesar is through. As behind, Nova has overtaken Phantom for P6, and Nova will be on the back of Shah in no time, I believe. But what a start from Caesar, and what a start it was from Arun Shah, who is running in P4 right now. But further behind, it's Serial Killer from the back of the grid. He started P16, and look at him go. He is P8 already, so he has already gained 8 positions there. As up front, Arjun is on the back of Herschel and is hoping to make a move probably in the next braking zone. As he goes down the inside there, does Arjun, and he has made that mistake. So great move from Arjun, as there is no DRS right now and no energy like in F1 teams to play either. So let's see if Arjun makes that mistake. He does, so that is him into the podium positions, as Shah is in P5 with Nova right behind him, and Serial Killer has made up one more position as he has overtaken Phantom for P7. So probably the best start in the field so far, and he ensured that he is not really into this, as Shah gets a little bit out of shape coming out of the corner, and this will invite Nova to make a move on him, as he is through his inside here, not really catching him, but it should be an move through inside, as he's giving Shah enough space there, but on the exit he will get it, and Herschel is round. It's Herschel who has gone wide. As you can see, he's rejoining the track now, but Arun Shah has overtaken Quick Killer for P2, and in no time it will be Nova who's on the back of Quick Killer and hoping for a place as well. As behind, that's a really bumpy car of Serial Killer, if I say so. Look at his car just bumping on the track. That's a very weird glitch I've seen for the first time, but he is in P7 right now. As behind, Oxidized Rage and that's Redstone up. They come together, but seemed like that there was, as I'm not sure where Redstone up is planning to go. I think into the pits. Yeah, he goes into the pits. As up front, it's Nova on the back of Quick Killer, and with Nova having DRS, does he need DRS though? Because look at his traction out of the turn 2, and Nova is behind for now, but on the next straight Nova will be hoping to make a move there, as VFX and Sonic are having a battle for P10 right now, but VFX has overtaken Sonic, and let's see if he has damage to his car, because he was involved in an incident, but his car looks intact from here. So as up front, this is Nova on Arjun, or rather Nova on Quick Killer, as Herschel has overtaken Shah just behind, and that's Nova into the podium positions, and that is something which will just further his championship hopes, because getting a podium in both the sprint as well as feature races gets you a lot of points. So we will keep an eye on the gap between the people in position 2 and 3, as Shah and Herschel are battling. So Shah, after being overtaken by Herschel, is not really falling behind, so maybe he will come back for another battle, as Serial Killer now is closing on Shah as well in that yellow car, and it's I'm sorry, but that's a little funny to see his car just bumping. Look at his suspension, and it's bumping like anything, and if this was real life, that car would have been undrivable. But nevertheless, thankfully it's just a glitch, and here goes Serial Killer, who does not seem to be catching there, but either ways he is catching Shah as we ride on board with Phantom. And up front, this is Herschel on Quick Killer for P4. And well, Quick Killer did get a really good start from P2 and was leading the race for a few corners, but has been losing positions consistently after that, and is probably about to lose one more position to Herschel on this straight. Herschel is catching, but probably not enough or easy. So these two are battling, and Herschel does take a position. He goes wide there, and he's round again. No, he's not. Thankfully, there was contact there, but it's fine for now as Shah, Quick Killer and Serial Killer have joined this battle as well. So this is going to be a good 4-car battle as Shah goes round the outside of Serial Killer as VFix has retired from the session. That is not in the pits. So VFix has retired. We'll see his car probably on the left, somewhere on the right. There it is. It's a safety car, and there is VFX's car. He has retired, so that's a real blow to his championship tally as Serial Killer. I'm not sure what that's happening there as Herschel comes to almost comes to a stop there, and that's a very weird line by Shah for coming into the pits. He's into the pits probably on a set of soft tires, and up front what this does is it brings Nova and Arjun closer to Caesar, who had a very healthy advantage of more than 2, maybe even 3 seconds, but it will just bunch the field up, and we see plenty of people in the pits, 4 people to be precise in the pits. So that would be really interesting, and it will bunch the field up again, and probably for the 4 or 5 laps of green flag racing we will have, this should make up for an interesting race. So let's see how this one goes, but we really don't know how VFX retired there. Maybe he just lost traction, or was he battling someone? I think he was behind PSI Legends, but not sure if there was contact or something. So we will know probably in the post-race discussions on the Discord. For now, it's Serial Killer at the top guy, who has penalties. That's a 5-second penalty, not sure for what, probably for, is that contact under the safety car? I'm not sure, but he hasn't pitted, so I don't see any other instance where someone would get a 5-second penalty, so not sure how he got that penalty. Okay, so PSI is saying you are letting VFix pass, so was that contact after that, or not sure what happened there. Right, so it's a drive-through penalty for Rehan, who was running P9, and because of the gap which he has to the car in front, maybe he was not able to put that close that gap soon enough, and he has a drive-through penalty. So that is really unfortunate for him. So he will have to wait until the safety car comes in, which is not at the end of this lap, and after that he will have to go into the pits and serve a drive-through. So that will really hurt his race. And yeah, let's see, he did jump into the car at probably the last minute, so I'm not sure how much practice he has had with an F2 car on this track, but this really is going to be interesting as the top 4, all 4 of them very quick, and honestly it could be anyone's race from here. Let me know in the comments if you're watching, who do you think will be the race winner, but it's really hard to call this right now, as one little incident, one little misjudgment of a braking zone or an apex, or probably the car whom we are fighting, and it could all go to waste. Alright, I will check with VFX if he is willing to commentate right now. Not sure if he's in the best frame of mind. Okay, so yeah, he does want to. Let me just invite him to the party right now. So you will see a blue screen in front of you right now. But please bear with me as I hope we have enough. Right, so we have invited VFix and let's see if he's able to join. And the safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. Yeah, VFix has joined. VFix, how are you? And before we get going, what happened?
I mean, it's just like just a misjudgment from me, like because PSI was really slow to that right-hander, and yeah, just tagged his rear tire and can't stop the car there. Uh, yeah, that just
Okay, we
sucks.
have
Not
one
that
more
not
lap
that
behind the safety car, so we have plenty of time to discuss. Describe your start with to us as well, because I think you got sandwiched between two cars. We didn't see any damage, but I think you had an incident at turn 4 as well, or maybe turn 5 on the first lap of the sprint race.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the launch was good, but then it's just getting sandwiched by two or three cars. There's bound to be a hit, so that, I mean that's a racing incident. Nothing people can do about that. But just unfortunate that I was in that situation, and just kind of speaks for my luck this whole weekend, even in that feature race with the two safety cars,
Yeah,
completely ruined the
speaking
strategy.
about unfortunate, that was unfortunate as well because UNCs are well trying the alternate strategy on those hard tires, but the timing of the safety car was really not something which helped your race, and both of you had to pit under green flag conditions, which actually cost you a lot of time and positions.
Yeah, that just yeah, pretty much defines it. I mean, you have these weekends in F2. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Nova and Caesar will have more of these weekends as well, so I'm not really that worried about it right now. There's still a lot of season left, so
Absolutely, we are just only halfway through when this race ends, so plenty of racing still to be had. And while I hope you're still in the session, so you're able to see what's
yeah,
going on as we're
yes,
under a
I am
safety car
still in
right
this.
now, which should be coming in at the end of this lap. So yeah, that's a confirmation. So we will have 4 laps of racing after this, and as I was just speaking on the commentary stream earlier, it's very difficult to call the race winner right now as Caesar is in P1 right now, but those are three fast guys behind him wanting to
Yeah.
get a move on.
This is also gonna come down to who gets the least penalties as well, because it's it's so close between these four, I would say, that even if you get like a 3 second time penalty here, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to make up 3 seconds on
You're right.
anyone
With just
else
4 laps of
over the
racing
top four.
left, if someone does get a 3 second penalty, it will be difficult to push that much and then get that gap to the cars behind you. Nevertheless, we are getting ready right now, and we are riding on board with Herschel as Caesar, as Noah goes really wide there, but he seems to have it under control.
I
As
think he just
Caesar
went wide to get that better exit
probably
through
he
that
did, yeah, that's
challenge
a
as
good
well.
point. But it's green flag right now, and we're riding on board with Herschel, and Nova has the first hurdle in Arjun to overtake before he can set his sights on Caesar
So,
as
so
behind
Shah
Shah and Teves.
overtakes Steve's.
Yeah, right, so Shah is
Yeah,
still
what
battling
a good.
Teves,
Oh, this
and
is a good battle going on here. I am currently watching Sonic. He goes on the outside of Teves, tries to shift it to the inside. Yeah, he's got it. Good move.
it
Good clean
seems like Sid
racing.
Venkatesh has made his way through as well.
Yeah, I mean Sid Venkatesh was 7 seconds down on the last place guy after lap one, so he'll have been thanking that safety car the most. And Nova has passed Arjun.
Nova has indeed passed Arjun. In fact, we were riding
Oh,
on
they
board
are
with him.
racing
So Nova has
side by
passed
side.
Arjun, and Arjun has
This is
taken that
allowing.
position back.
He needs
This
to get this done quick, otherwise Caesar's gonna sprint away.
He
Oh,
does need to get against Nova is through the
so
inside,
tough to
is
make this
side by
overtake
side.
here. It's literally the same gap, side by side. Oh my god, Noah is through. What a move. As
That's a great
Oxidize
move from
gets
Nova, and respect to Arjun
removed.
as well for keeping it clean and ensuring that there is no
Okay,
contact.
okay, now I think where this fight is down to the top two here. These two.
You're right, so this is Russia flashbacks, and
Yes.
it was a sprint race as well, but let's hope for Nova's sake it doesn't end the same way like it did in Russia. But further behind, PSI Legends is on the back of Phantom. So PSI Legends who almost completed the entire race but just spun out on that final corner and DNF'd. So that was
Oh, and
no.
Shah, the two Campos boys are fighting. Shah trying to overtake his teammate Mafaz, who
That's
does have
Rehan
the drive
who
through,
has a drive through. You are right. So he has a drive through, and while Rehan does stay
but
ahead for
he's not
now,
making it easy for Shah. He's really making his car wide, but Shah just easily breaks ahead of him, and he is through onto into P9 now.
interestingly, Shah is on those soft tires. So he was one of those few people who pitted under the safety car. So
He
he
should be
will be.
making a lot of moves up ahead, although
He
there's a big
should, but the next
4 second
car
gap.
is almost 4 seconds ahead. So we will.
Meanwhile, for this lead pack, Nova is now catching Caesar by quite a rate, and Caesar gets the 3 second time
That's
penalty.
unfortunate. So all
Oh
Noah
my
needs to do
god,
now
so
is just hang back and sure he has that gap, which I don't think he will have any trouble having.
this gonna bring
And
Arjun into it as well because he's not 3 seconds behind. Caesar hasn't capped him yet.
not just
And
Arjun,
Harshal.
in fact, Herschel, in fact, exactly. So Herschel is in DRS of Arjun. So if he is able to be in that DRS, and he can actually get ahead of Caesar as well. So it could be very well that Caesar doesn't end up on the podium here if he is not able to push that much in these final 2 laps of the race.
I mean, this has made the job easy for Nova, hasn't it? Just take his DRS, hang
The
back.
serial killer goes so wide, it almost looked like he was going into the pits there. But serial killer is in P6 right now, and he started in P16, so it has been a great start from him, and he's keeping the positions for now while he does have time penalties. As Rehan pits, or rather, he's in the pits for serving that drive-through penalty. Serial killer goes wide again, and Phantom would be hoping for a switchback move, one which you would love to see, VFX, as we have seen plenty of those. I think you pulled one today as well, as Noah is within 5 tenths
I mean, he
of
doesn't
Caesar.
need to do anything. He just needs to take his. But we all know this rivalry between Nova and Caesar. He's not gonna hang. He's gonna try and overtake him for
Oh,
the bragging
absolutely. He
rights.
would want to overtake him on track, as I think he's a little bit far off
I
on this
think
lap,
for
but
Caesar it
maybe
would be more beneficial if we did let Nova through, because that would allow him to get his DRS.
as
But
behind
this
Herschel
is.
on Arjun, and Herschel probably has made the most
Oh,
of it.
and
He
here we
goes
go.
deep.
Oh, there's a
As
crash.
Herschel is round,
Oh no,
that's
that's a
Herschel who's
big
round,
crash
so
right
that's his
there.
podium dreams gone, and all that battling has actually ensured that Caesar is more than 3 seconds ahead of Arjun as well.
That
So
was quite a boon to Caesar. Quite a
it is. He
boon.
would love to finish P2 from this position here on, but if Arjun can that's just
Oh,
one
and
or
Quick
two
Killer
tenths.
and PSI Legends at the same time. They go around the inside, tries to go PSI for that P6. This is turning into quite a close battle. It's Quick Killer, PSI, and Phantom, 6th, 7th, and 8th, spread by 2 tenths of a second as they head into the last lap now. None of them have penalties, so they've kept it quite clean, these guys, and now they have the right to battle it out for that 6th place. Let's see if they can get it.
It could be even P5 because serial killer. So we fix without looking. Do you want to guess how many time penalties he has? How many seconds
I
of
mean,
time
I
penalties?
I have the penalty details open, but I would have guessed around
Okay,
13. And
so he has 13 seconds of penalties. This is actually a battle for P5 and not P6, which is what we are witnessing right now. As Nova
they
is
probably don't
behind.
even need to. They probably take him on the track at this rate. I think he's driving really slowly.
Yeah, I am riding on board
Yeah,
with
okay, here
PS
we go.
with Phantom right
On to the
now.
back straight. Here we go. Here is PSI is gonna try it, and Phantom gets the 3 second time penalty right at the death. That's gonna cost him here. This gonna cost him. He can't overtake anyone now. The positions. And serial killer gets even more time penalties, so he clearly has stopped caring a long time ago about the time penalties because he is gonna finish outside the points anyway, so doesn't
He is
really
indeed.
affect
And
him.
while you were watching that, I was watching Nova trying an overtake on Caesar, and there was definite collision there. But they have kept it on the track, both of them. So Nova, barring any last-minute mishaps, will win the sprint race. So that's two wins out
Yes,
of two for him, and that's a huge
that
championship lead which he
is
will have.
an incredible
But
weekend from
Caesar
Noah.
will finish P2 because of his gap to Arjun, who will finish P3. But what remains to be seen is where does Serial Killer finish after
Oh,
those
and
time penalties
PSI has
because
gotten past Quick Killer. I think Quick Killer made a mistake right at the end.
you know,
That's good moves from PSI. So from crashing on the last lap of the last corner in race one to making a move on the last lap, that is definitely he'll be happy with that one. Shah P8, Sid finishes ninth. He'll be happy with that considering he was last by a long shot at the end of lap one.
you're right.
But
And then moving on from there, it's Redstone Top in P11, Oxidized Rage in P12, Thieves Carol finishes in P13, and Rehan, who had a drive-through, finishes P14. But the pole man VFX, the person who started on pole, Sonic Hawk, finishes in P15. So definitely a weekend to forget for him in this
yeah, he
F2
had
season.
bogged down on the start, so he was pretty much fighting really against it. But there's only one man that matters, and that is Noah. West pole position, feature race win, and the sprint race win,
And the
and the
fastest
fastest
laps.
lap. This was as close to perfect as you can get.
You're absolutely right. So, VFX, as we wait for the official classifications, can you please invite Nova, Arjun Arun Shah, Phantom, and Caesar to this party so we can have the podium
Yes.
discussions with them?
Yes. Let me do that right now.
Right, so there's the confirmation. Caesar does get the fastest lap at the end, although I'm not sure how that is possible because Nova put a 44.0 and Caesar has put a 44.5.
No, it is Nova. It is Nova. That's might
It
be a
is
glitch on
Nova,
your
but the
screen. So
game
it
is
is Nova.
showing the purple lap for Caesar, which is
No,
definitely a
on my
slower
screen
time.
it's showing it for Nova correctly. So it
Alright,
is
so
Nova.
that's just a glitch. Arjun Arun Shah does round up the podium, so that's two podiums in two races for Arjun for Arjun as well, along with Noah Herschel in P4. PSI Legends, that's a good recovery drive from P13, and especially how he finished the last race. Finishes in P5. Quick Killer, Phantom, lot of battles between them, finishing P7 and P7. Shah in P8. Sid Venkatesh, who DNF'd in the feature race, finishes in the ninth position with Serial Killer with a lot of penalties to his name. Finishes P10, who started from the back of the grid. Redstone Up, Oxidized Rage, Thieves Cal, Rehan, and Sonic Hawk were the people who finished outside of the top 10. And in the comms box, were very quick to join the commentary. I must say, VFX, you are the only non-finisher in the sprint
Lol.
race. Right, so I think Nova and Caesar have already joined. As we wait for Arjun, I'm not sure if he will join, and Phantom. But right, so we'll start with Caesar. And Caesar, you
So
seem to have bad luck this race and both races in fact with those safety cars and basically eliminating whatever gap you had built up to the cars behind.
Yeah, just unfortunate. Threw the strategy out of the window in the feature race with the couple of safety cars. So, and yeah, couldn't really get enough laps to push on the soft compound. And sprint, yeah, it's the same story. The safety car just eliminated all the advantage, and it was just impossible to pull up a gap. So, yeah, just in the effort of pushing too hard, I just got a 3 second time penalty, and yeah, ended up P2 even after crossing the line first. So well done to Noah and Arjun on the podium.
Right, and please walk us through that last lap incident. I believe there was contact at the chicane after the long straight in sector 2. So, were you hoping that you will get out ahead in front because Noah was catching you and probably made a move? We were not on board with him, but what are your thoughts about that incident and that contact with Noah?
Yeah, Nova's moves are always questionable. Always dive bombs from far back. I don't know why he does that every time.
Right.
So-
The thing is,
but
when you type bomb, I give you space, but when I type bomb, you don't give me space. That's the
there was
difference.
a lot of space. So, but anyways, no damage done. Unfortunately, he did not have a spin, so yeah, he was able to hold it. Yeah,
Right.
I tried, so it work.
Right. Congratulations again, Caesar. A strong weekend from you, despite the safety car twice or thrice trying to ruin your strategy, especially in the feature race. But congratulations on the podium in the sprint race. We're coming
Wouldn't
to.
really call a strong weekend P6 in the future, but yeah, I mean decent
It was a good
considering
recovery
how the
since
past weekends have
considering.
been.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good weekend considering you.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
all
you
right.
came out in P11, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I was quite surprisingly, I was quite far behind, so managed to just claw my way back. So yeah, some points in feature and then P2 in sprint, so yeah, I'll take it.
Right. So coming to Nova. Noah, what do you have for breakfast
Yes.
every morning? We would really like to know because it's getting a little too predictable right
I
now
don't
at this
have
rate.
breakfast these days.
Okay,
Rosy
maybe
चल
that's
रहा
that's your
है.
secret, but right. And before we do that, Noah, I'm not sure if you're audible on the stream, so please check your party settings so that you.
Noob.
I haven't changed my party settings in
Okay, so
any
I.
way.
Okay, yeah. So please walk us through both the races and please also put enough stress on that last lap incident with Caesar. We would like to know your
Yeah, the
thoughts on
last
that.
lap incident was my fault. Basically. I was being a little too ambitious over there. The car just didn't stop. Yeah, but
Okay.
fortunately, didn't spin, didn't have damage. I wanted to win on track. I knew he had a penalty, so but still disappointed by the safety car in all of the races, to be honest, because that just took out the fun. I mean, the first race I just had to basically cruised around because these guys pitted. I mean, couldn't pit under the safety car, so I had a pretty big advantage to them. And the second race, I was catching up to Caesar, and that was fun. But then the safety car came out and just destroyed all of it. 3 laps around the safety car, then didn't have enough laps to overtake him.
Right.
That's it. But yeah, good result in the end. P1 and P1, fastest lap, one fastest lap, pole position. I'll take it.
Right, you don't need to brag, Noah. We know you are running away with this championship. But nevertheless, congratulations again. And we fixed, do
No,
we
not
have anyone else in the party? Have Arjun or Phantom
No,
joined?
no, I cannot invite. I tried to invite Arjun, and he was online. Now it says he's offline. So
Okay, we'll probably have a chat with some other time because I'm sure he has a habit of getting these podiums. So, right, so that's it from the comms box this weekend for this F2 race. We hope you enjoyed. And we will see you next weekend. So, please remember we have races on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So, the next F2 race will be in Silverstone, if I'm not wrong. And we also have F1 races on Fridays and Saturdays, which will be in Australia next weekend. So we hope you tune in to watch those as well. This is You Can Beat Me signing off, and we had a surprise commentator in VFX. So thank you VFX for joining, and once again
apologies, we
congratulations,
fix for. By the way, the win
commiserations,
may be in question because
commiserations
VFix
to
always
VFX as
reports
well.
me.
no,
VFX always reports me, so
that's
I
there's
could have a
nothing.
3 second time penalty.
There's nothing to report. There's nothing to report.
Right, so
There's
I'm
nothing.
sure our viewers are still interested in this banter,
I
but we
think there
still need
is.
to stop the stream. So, with that being said,
Yeah,
take care of
yeah.
yourselves. Good night, and we'll see you next time around. Thank you. Goodbye.